Times were tough, so I sold my soul. And I don't think I'll ever regain control. Devil looked me in the eye, now I look the other way. What else could I do? I just stared at the doorway, knew I'd rather be drunk with you.
Internet, Dracofunk here. Welcome back to the Reusable Space Program, Season 4, Episode 18. And we are launching a new mining ship into orbit. This is a specially designed, redesigned mining ship. It is slightly different than the previous one, and it is designed to work on Ike. And I'm going to put it in an orbit because I am going to be sending an expedition to the Eve system, at least sometime soon. I mean, not necessarily soon, but I'm working on it. So today we're going to be launching a couple of the craft, at least the first two craft that are going to go to Eve. And the mining ship, and then the space tanker. This is slightly different than the version that's operating... Have I been saying Ike? It is Ike, or is it Gilly? It's Gilly, in orbit of Eve. Oh my gosh. This is specially designed to work on Gilly. And it's designed to collect more fuel, at least more efficiently, or at least that's my hope. But I'm going to send the mining ship and the tanker first with parts to build a station. I'm going to actually build the station first around Eve. And I don't know if I'm going to put, at least not a big station, in orbit of Gilly. I'm going to build the bigger station in orbit of Eve and have the mining ship basically dock with the space tanker instead of docking with the space station and transferring fuel and then transferring fuel again and then transferring fuel again. I'm just going to put it in orbit of Eve. But there is the mining ship in orbit. That's a really, really eccentric orbit, though. Let's fix that. Wasn't paying attention. I had a little bit of trouble getting this into orbit, but not too bad. So my goal is to get at least the station core and the main truss section to Eve and as many fuel tanks as I can. Once I have the mining operation up, then I can actually start using the space trucks to help transfer supplies to the Eve system. I do want to do surface work on Eve, and I'm trying to come up with a way to have a reusable craft that can land on Eve and then come back. I have a couple ideas. I've tried to work on a couple different methods, and I don't have one yet that I'm happy with. But now I am in a stable parking orbit about 110 kilometers, and I'll leave that there, and I'll use the Ares craft to bring things to the mining ship. It has a good amount of delta V. Even more than most of the space trucks. Alright, so here's the next piece I'm going to launch using the standard reusable space program booster. Going a little bit of the wrong way. Ooh, that's okay. Probably should have tipped over a little bit more. A little bit not draining equally. Let's just get everything transferred. There it is. This is the station core. I think this is the same station core I used for Duna. And land this booster. I'm trying to get better about landing my boosters. So let's be honest. I recorded this footage a couple months ago, and I didn't edit it until recently, though. I just today, as of the recording of the sound bit for this, actually started recording footage for the next episode. I have a couple days off of work for the holiday, so I'm hoping to get a couple episodes recorded and edited, and maybe even do the voiceovers, so I can have that at least maybe get me covered until the next break. Here is another piece. Now, this is from a different series of launches. That's why it's using a different booster. This is the truss from the truck stop. And I'm using that because I want more. I wanted 6 sections, or 6 of the big docking ports to put fuel tanks on. Because I know, whoa, that's, can't go full throttle with this. I know if I manage to do Eve surface operations, it's going to take a lot of fuel. So that's why I need as much fuel in orbit of Eve as possible. This is a really eccentric orbit. I should have enough fuel to fix this. Not yet in a stable orbit. I just need to be careful, and I don't need to use full throttle. I'm trying to be conscientious of where I'm putting, what orbit I'm putting things in. There we go. It's a much more stable orbit. And land the booster. So, about a week ago from the recording of the voiceover, Blue Origin managed to land New Glenn for the first time. I'm excited about that. I did watch the launch live. And yeah, I guess... Huh. I guess the parachutes didn't deploy. Well, not going to be recovering that booster. Huh. Let's launch the tanker. So this is the same tanker I used for Duna. Obviously using the booster setup I had for that. Probably did not need to use this much of a booster. This is a little bit overkill. As in, I'm going to turn this booster into a little bit of a fuel depot for the time being. Can't go full throttle there. Yeah, even the side boosters are still have fuel in them. Well, that's okay. I'll drain what fuel is in there out. I think I have to send a deorbiter up to land this because I forgot to put a control section on it. But I will get most of the fuel off of that first. So the next step is to start bringing up some of the fuel tanks. Now, I had completely planned to do like a montage, and I'm going to do it for the next episode. But I probably had intended to do that and got completely distracted and sidetracked. And then I put the game down for a long time. So I'm only going to launch one this episode. And then next episode I'll do like a montage or like a 4-screen, and I'll launch a whole bunch of them at the same time. I don't know that I'll be able to bring them all once. I haven't decided if I'm going to try and send one or two. Okay, let me rephrase that. I think I'm going to try and send the tanker and the mining ship through the same Eve window. I may try and send a third ship also, but I don't know. I kind of don't want to do more than 2. So probably just the mining ship and the tanker. Alright, so there's the booster landed. And I can recover it. I need to go through and make sure there aren't a whole bunch of boosters sitting on the ground anymore. This is a fun loading screen. Either way, I'm going to cut it off here. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.